18th Street, homie. What's happening, man? It's 10-4. What's happening?
I'm never gonna end.
And I tell you what, because every time you watch TV, it's only gangbang. They make it look pretty.
Yeah, we want justice.
What neighborhood is this? It's Rancho San Pedro, locals.
Rancho gang. That's what it's all about, Rancho.
My neighborhood is Rancho San Pedro Loco. You kill motherfuckers whether you like it or not. You can't do it, don't do it, man. Get the fuck out. If ain't nobody gonna care about us, we care about each other, we take care of each other. Nobody said fuck them, fuck everybody else. What we doing here, man, we paying the respect to a homeboy. He was killed by the Huda, man.
Fucking pigs. Punk ass cop. You choke these nuts out. Bitch ass motherfucker. I'm trying to get my homeboy for years, taking him in and out of jail, homes. So I figured they try to choke him out and kill him. It ain't right, homes. Motherfucking cops are wrong. Homes always been fucking wrong. Fuck the LAPD. Motherfucking Rancho locals for life.
So what the cops are saying that he died by selling drugs, right? If you do sell drugs in the projects, you're selling rocks. You're not selling shit on balloons, which is carga, with the shit, heroin. Ain't nobody in the project be selling heroin around here. You sell rocks. They said my homeboy got busted with heroin, shit and balloons. My homeboy never sold nothing in balloons. If he was selling anything, it was shit with rocks, it was rocks, which is what everybody smokes in the projects. Anywhere you go, it's rocks. So how in the hell can you be selling rocks, run from the Huda, swallow the shit, and they find balloons in your ass? Even when you're choking, you're dying, they find balloons next to your body. There ain't no way, no how. There was a setup. They're covering their tracks. My homeboy got killed by the Hudas, regardless of what they say.
The cops are trying to justify what they did wrong. They know that this man had no drugs, but yet they put it in his mouth just to set him up. And all we want is fairness. We want our rights, and they got to go to jail for what they did. We got our runbacks coming, no trip. The motherfuckers know better.
The police got a 187 on the motherfucking ass.
If it's not the enemy killing us, it's the cop. And that's the biggest enemy right there.
It feels good to know that all his friends are here, and yeah, we made a lot of money for the car wash, but why? Why, have to leave for him dying? Why couldn't it have been a fundraiser for some of these guys, for college or something, They're smart.
If you could tell him one thing right now, what would you tell him?
Fuck them up.
They killed our homie. If they want to do that, we go 2 for 1. And who think will lose? Not me. We wish they would tell us like anybody else. You know what? We got a war going with you. Kick some shit off, I guarantee you they would lose. They pack what, 9s? That's the biggest gun they can pack. That's the smallest one we can pack.
Was wrong, and they know that, and that's why they're not stopping harassing nobody. But if it was on another day, they would have came and harassed all of us. But see, something happened which they know was totally wrong, and they don't want to admit it. And it was totally wrong what they done, and they will. It's karma. It's all gonna flash back on them.
They think they can take us out, but they ain't, man. We don't die, we just multiply.
You see, we're hanging out in the parking lot saying goodbye to a homie. What kind of fucking bullshit is that? He's dead. We ain't never gonna see him again. Just, you know what I mean? Oh yeah, okay, the homie's dead. Okay, let's go drink some beer in this fucking parking lot. That don't mean shit. We ain't never gonna see him again. We ain't never gonna see a smile. Telling him, hey fool, let's kick it. What the fuck?
So right there, demon. And we just little balloons, you know what we got? Whether you work, whether you don't, you still a gang member.
Bill Clinton, he's a gangster. Shit, getting blowjobs in the White House, smoking weed, somebody hidden in hell.
There's a lot of people that label gang members as just gang members, no lives, and come from the ghetto and stuff. But it's not like that.
That's the ranchero dog right there.
This is my fucking life and I'm stuck this way, bro. No matter what I do, go to college, work, whatever, I'm still stuck here. Like I said, that's why I'm a gangster, I guess. That's the definition. Motherfuckers out here no matter what he got.
More and more people get educated up here, you know what I mean? And people start thinking of other things besides killing each other. There's a lot more than that.
I ain't gonna stop banging till the day I die.
And they can't say we're fucking lowlands. We fucking own cars, houses, all that shit.
I've been gangbanging since I'm 9 years old, homie. Go to college and all. Give a fuck. Fuck you.
Hey, get this right here.
What you want to call that? Japanese, bamboo ready?
Hey, this is a normal life in the projects, homie.
That's normal.
2 operations, the motherfucking chest tube, the 44 Magnum hole.
That's a soldier right there. Hey, where's your bullet holes? You got bullet holes?
You got that shit filed, dog. Ready for combat. That's a soldier right there.
Hey, dog, show him the tap back of the head, dog. Show him that RSP, dog. Show him your head, dog. That's RSP right
We're
there.
for combat tonight, baby. And look, he's shooting and booty.
Take a picture of that.
Gang.
Yeah, baby.
Yeah, fool.
That says fuck the system. We don't give a fuck about them food. Big pirate, little pirate right here.
You want to show his bullet hole? You got to pop his eye out. Bam! How long you been banging?
A while, homie.
Since you was born, damn near.
Baby, it's an LS game, homie.
All his uncles, all his family, they've been from the ranch. He had no, you know what I mean?
That's right, homie.
Since he was born, he was from the ranch. He was born a ranchero. And the same thing goes for a lot of these little youngsters right here. You tell them, if I can do things for you and keep you the fuck out of here, you're better off. Because, ain't nobody got to fucking die right here. Fucking 20 years old fucking die in a parking lot. Bullshit.
Friend, Jesus wants to give you rest. Jesus wants to give you peace. There's an answer, friend. His name is Jesus.
Really, there's no secular answer for what's taking place because the police can't seem to get a handle on it. Some of the health agencies, they work hard, but they can't seem to really give them an answer. But we feel that the answer that we have is really making a difference because it's something that happens inside of our hearts. A lot of violence has been occurring here in the housing project recently. That's why you hear us out here preaching and passing flyers and trying to work with people. But we feel like it's going to turn around as long as we keep on pushing and keep on doing the right things, even though there's a lot of hatred and adverse publicity taking place.
And if you want to be from my neighborhood, you got to be crazy. And if you ain't crazy, you can't prove it, you don't belong in my neighborhood. And that's what we are, locals.
We have a dead friend here. He's gone. We'll never see him. And we can't bring him back. But we want justice to be done. We want them to go to jail just like any other person who commits a crime.
If we commit a crime, we go to jail. They're no different than us, okay? Except if they have a badge and the law is behind them. Look at that. They're crooked. People know they're crooked, and nobody wants to stand up for the right.
Demon, that's it. Fuck. Fuck. Cop, fool. RP Locals gang.
Interview him. That's what they're doing to us. They're destroying us.
Man, let me hold the demon. Rest in peace, demon. Get him up from there. Get like a demon. Rest in peace.
Hey, come on, united we stand.
I hit the party target, grasping my flask of gin, talking with my man Suck. As I walked in, he's bent, black bravado with evil intent, giving the girl the foreshadow of the night's events. I am there in Nike Bears and hit the rear. I played the back just to get attached to the atmosphere. No drama.
Have you ever gang banged?
Yeah, I used to bang. I banged like about, let me see, about 4 years, 3 years. told you, I was banging since I was like 12 and shit. And my cousin would just do crazy stuff.
So what you think about gang banging?
Nah, I just stopped that. It's just no good, man. I ain't gonna take you nowhere. Where can I take you? The only three things I can take you to. I'll take you either to jail, prison, or dead, man. End up dead. Been losing homies since fucking 7 years old, 17. Every year at least, I lose like 5 homies at least. I got shot 2 times once, and then once I got shot once. Pretty close, got operated 3 times.
Well, what happened?
In the operation?
No, how you get shot?
In the party, I was just kicking it with my friends, my people and shit. My cousins. They just come up. They just come up. What can we do about it?
Did you feel like retaliating?
Nah, not really. Cause it wasn't for me. But if it was if it would have hit somebody like my little sister or something, I sure would. With a beer at, homie? It's a fucking hard life. You just get promised to your mom and shit. That's all you do. Just worry your mom where you're at. If your ass getting killed or something, sometimes you come home, sometimes you don't.
The way I think, gangbang is never gonna end, homie. Man, when you get into that shit, man, motherfuckers get into it, cause motherfuckers be thinking they gonna, cause you got shit with somebody else, motherfuckers be thinking you gonna go into the hood, they gonna have your back.
Why did you stop banging? What made you stop?
I didn't stop. Banging, as in banging that's for the youngsters. Okay. Gangsters, my generation was the last generation of gangsters. That's banging. I'm paralyzed, I get $600 a month. Where I'm supposed to live? They only live
They need to put more
in the ghetto?
Fucking in the ghetto.
What I'm gonna do with $600? I'm trying to get a job and you little side government fuckers is 600. 600. What the hell?
That's nothing.
I'm gonna do with 600, Don. $600 a month from the government don't do shit. This shit. Have I been in jail?
Yeah.
Yeah, man, a lot of times.
Okay.
Too many.
What about prison?
I shot a few people.
Slow you around.
Probably not, I don't know.
Right.
I've been in the car, shit, and everybody was busting. Some people dropping, I don't know if I hit anybody.
All right.
Probably not.
Okay.
The homeboy from his neighborhood there, pretty cool homie, he passed away a couple years ago.
That's right from Ramos, Strada Courts, Tiny Locos.
Was he murdered or what happened?
Straight fucking murdered.
Really?
They were out to get him. They had already hit him with a shotgun first.
Slow that roll. Stop saying I can't tell you too much.
That's right.
And the rest of the vatos that I forgot to mention, when I see a picture of your name struck up on the wall, I remember you.
My mom tries to act like it never happened.
It's cute.
She swears I'm not from a gang, but she knows. She has to. She's already known I had like 2 guns since I was 15. She knew about them all. There's nothing you can say to your mom. What are you gonna tell her? Oh.
I'm sorry, I'm forever.
Sorry for getting your son killed?
Right.
Or being with him when he got shot? There ain't shit you can do. Or say, really. You gotta sit there and just listen to all that, what's going through their parents' minds, really.
If you could say one thing to the young generation about being in gangs, what would you say?
I tell them like I always tell them, it ain't worth it. The gangsters then did their time. The rest is just living your own, making money. Best way you can.
Right.
And it's hard in the places you live, like my neighborhood. It ain't worth it.
You want to go out like Al Capone, fucking go out like Al Capone.
It ain't worth
but
it.
If not, fucking get your ass a job and fucking live the right life.
What are the pitfalls of being in the gang? Yeah, talk to the youngsters. Look at the camera.
I've been shot at. I don't even know how many times I've been shot at in the last couple of years. I mean, I could have died on any one of them fucking times. It's crazy. It's crazy. Dude, your life can end like that. It's just over. That's it. I've come fucking close.
There's no more banging.
Dude, I've almost been dead so many times I can't even fucking tell you about them all, dude.
Only gangsters. I'm one of the last ghetto vets you'll see. There's no more There's no more banging.
Shit.
What the fuck you banging for? For money? Well, stay off it. You don't bang for that bullshit. You hustle.
I mean, do what you want to do, really. That's in your heart, but I'm about making money one way or the other. At first, that was my choice. But I had to game bang to make my money, basically, because I needed somebody on my back.
Okay.
Out there slinging rocks and shit by myself at like 15 years old, shit like that. But now I can work. I'm 18. Fucking, yeah, I dropped out of high school to get a job, but fuck, I'm getting paid though, at least.
To my two kids, Lil Jason and my mija Gloria, don't look at daddy and follow him, because it's fucked up life. I'm disabled and banging. I don't see him that often, but I would never want them to live the lifestyle I lived.
I started gang banging at a very young age.
More or less wanted to be something big. I wanted to grab a name for myself.
I just felt curious about the gang life and decided that's what I wanted to do.
They're not really trying to fix the problem, they're just adding to it.
I had the FBI kicking in her door when I was 17 years old looking for me.
Fuck this bullshit. I'm into gang banging, gambling, selling dope, doing all kind of shit, hustling for money, you know what I'm saying? So it's like, man, it's about 18th Street, man. 18th Street, nigga, what's happening?
I was very much of a daredevil as a youngster, as a child, and in the neighborhood growing up, these are the people we looked up to, and these were our heroes. The gang members that were coming in and out of prison, these were our heroes, so this is who we wanted to be like. So we started following in their footsteps.
It was in my blood. I ran away from home at the age of 13 years old. I left all my brothers and sisters from a broken home because I wanted the gangster lifestyle, man. I wanted to party, I wanted to cruise, I wanted the violence. I liked the thrill it gave me to be somebody, making a reputation, you know, getting respect. But after a while, man, that started wearing down on me. You know, I heard a lot of people and did a lot of things, and I could feel that sooner or later I had to make a change. That he was either gonna get killed, go to prison for all the rest of my life, or something was gonna happen. Eventually everything was gonna come back on me.
Guys that I grew up with, guys that I went to school with, you know, they were dying because of other gangs. They were dying because of drug overdoses. You know, they were dying at the hands of the sheriff's department.
You know what, I understand that it's even rougher than what it was when I used to be gang banging and running in the streets.
I got stabbed the first time when I was 14. I got involved in a gang fight, and you know, things happen. I got stabbed, been shot at, and I've done the same to other people.
How many of your homies been killed?
Lost count. It's getting worse and worse. As I can recall, when I was 16, 15 years old, and I walk to the neighborhood today, there's every other block, there's just some different neighborhood.
There's gangs everywhere, and no gang member likes another gang member, period.
It's growing, and it's getting more intense, and it's getting more to the point where people just don't care about who's who anymore. They get an Uzi and shoot anybody.
Man, I've been banging since I was like 13 years old, man. So it's like, to me, this shit it don't scare me no more, because I done been through that shit, all kind of shit. I've been to drive-bys, I done been to all kind of shit, you know?
I got shot 4 times. I got shot at 4 times in front of my house.
My driveway. I got shot up, yeah, so what? I'm still alive though, you know what I'm saying? I'm coming back for y'all motherfuckers.
You know, now it's all about killing, it's all about shooting, and it wasn't like it was in my days when we used to just jump on somebody and just beat them up and stuff, you know, and kick them and everything. But now it's more violence, you know, and just people, their life don't mean anything to nobody, you know. They just rather kill you and get it over with.
Kids that are in gangs, like I said, they're in gangs because, you know, there's a lack of attention, you know, and you know the kids ain't gonna tell you that, you know, they want attention, but if you give a youngster attention, you see the change that he makes. Like for example, like I was telling you about my daughter, you know, ever since I've been, you know, around her, showing her that somebody cares, you know, and just lifting her up, you know, she's been acting really well. You know, she's improved dramatically. I started out hanging around with the Florence boys way back then, but then my brother got into 18th Street and they were, you know, enemies back then, and he told me that, you know, it was out of the question for me to get into Florence, so I ended up getting into 18th Street. It just seemed like the thing to do, you know, because, you know, you had you know, fellowship with, you know, people like, you know, that were just as crazy as you were, you know what I mean?
Kick it, party, smoke weed, fucking bitches, not kick it, trying to earn our respect in the street.
You make a lot of enemies.
If you go out to hurt somebody, you're gonna do it to the fullest extent because you don't want them coming back to you. So, and a lot of times it's a kill or be killed situation.
Cause see, it's like this, man. If you don't take the nigga out, that nigga gonna come after your ass. So you gotta show that nigga who you are.
I remember we were at a party one time and there was people dancing, and one of the little homies came up to me and told me, "Come on, Holmes, let's go dance." And I told him, "No, I'll be right back. I gotta use the restroom." All of a sudden, I just heard gunshots. And next you know, I just seen people running back and forth, and all I can remember was turning around and seeing Tiny, my friend, my little homie, laid out with the shotgun blast to the chest. He was only 15 years old. And that stuck to my mind because I always thought that blast was meant for me, but by the grace of God, I didn't get that blast. Tiny got it.
Good partners of mine are dead today. You know, 4 years ago, I lost my brother through an act of violence. You know, I just talked to him 4 days before he died, and you know, it hurts because he's already like out of the scene, but because of the violence of hate, you know, somebody had enough, you know, didn't care and just killed him and shot him. You know, it's hard. There's no easy way to deal with death.
Big city.
What happened to him? He was walking out the some place where he was at by a swap meet. He was just kicking it.
61st.
Somebody just rode up on him, and my homeboy had it.
Did y'all ride? Did y'all retaliate?
Everybody does. You got a homeboy that passed away, you got anger. You know what I'm saying? You mad because they took your homeboy away. What you gonna do? Try to write back.
When you lose somebody close to you, it takes a lot out of you. Yeah, you get angry and you want to retaliate, and you know what, you're going to pay them back, but you know, that's why the gang lifestyle goes on, the gang violence going on, because we're always paying back for something that somebody did.
Well, yeah, you know, when I was growing up, you know, out there gangbanging and stuff, I made a lot of enemies, you know. I seen a lot of my friends die, and that just got me more angrier and made me strike out more against people, and I ended up burning so many bridges. There's so many places that I can't go to, you know, because, you know, as soon as they hear that, you know, that as soon as they hear my name, you know, they're gonna, because back then I was like a wanted man, you know. Now I got protection of God around me, you know, but back then I was like a wanted man in a lot of neighborhoods, you know, because I was doing a lot of bad things.
I'm very scared of going to the neighborhood. I've been for the whole South.
where the gang goes. It ends, never stop representing.
Being involved in the gangs and being a part of that, you know, you never know what's going to come up, you know. You never know what's really going to happen. And, you know, I could have lost my life, you know, at the age of 15 years old. I didn't lose mine, but somebody else lost theirs behind something that really didn't even make sense.
I lost a lot of friends. I know a lot of homies that are gone today through overdoses, through diseases, through being killed, being snuffed out. You know, and it's sad because, you know, you could be here one day and the next day you're gone.
We used to risk our lives just to kill other people for a name, which is totally ridiculous now.
Any motherfucking car going in that neighborhood is not known, that motherfucker's getting blown out.
It took me years to realize that. It took me years to realize that, you know what, Florencia is just a name. I don't own it. I don't pay taxes on it. It's just a name.
Where your block at?
Right now? There, on the Maldito side of town.
Where you guys?
That's Maldito's town over there.
What is that? What does that mean?
What? Malditos?
Yeah.
That's the clique.
The clique, well, what does it mean?
I mean, for people that don't speak Spanish.
Like evil people, like crazy
Mischievous.
mischievous people, you know, like people that's riders just want to just put the smash down and that's it.
So do they do their own?
Huh?
Do they do their own?
Yeah, we do anything, you know what I'm saying?
We do everything.
We're the ones that taking care of this side. You know what I'm saying? We're on the borderline.
It's our hood.
We're the ones
our
that spreading out the hood over there.
We're
all the way to
patrolling
56th Street,
we're patrolling the borderline.
Putos? Tell them.
No.
Yeah, she'll tell off my enemies away. She'll tell them off too, and she knows I'll tell them off. She be hearing all that shit. She be like, "Hey, daddy, they go to them putos." I go, "Yeah, baby." She know what time it is.
Thug like Tiger, sucks, ALT, slow. Want some beef? There it goes.
I think that the media really attacks the gangs. You know, they see a lot of this stuff on the media. They see these movies, and a lot of time these movies and even the news media, they glorify them.
Blaze, drink, play cards, gambling, dice. Every day. But we begin to party, we begin to get loaded, and one thing led into another, you know, and fight broke out, and you know, that's one of the things that when you're in the gangs and in the life of partying and stuff, you know, that, I mean, when a fight breaks out, it doesn't matter who's there or what it is, you know, but in this situation, my life was almost taken, and one of the homeboys got killed, and it was all behind nothing, really.
They see the lifestyle, they see maybe their uncles or their cousins or their friends or neighbors, you know, rolling out in their 64s and all their homies, and they like that lifestyle and they want to be a part of that. You know, I can't say it's all bad because I look back and there was a lot of good times, but it doesn't last.
I'm 15.
Oh, okay. How many tattoos you got?
Like 59 of them.
Most of those kids that are in gangs, they're, like I said, they're in gangs because, you know, there's a lack of attention, you know? And, you know, the kids ain't gonna tell you that, you know, they want attention, but if you give a youngster attention, you see the change that he makes.
So how about the kids to be gang members too?
No, hell no. But if it happens, you gotta love them anyway. You can't just, oh well, you know what I mean? I mean, that's all my son knows. That's how we did it. That's how we did it. I learned from my dad and from, you know, my uncles or whatever. Hopefully my son don't learn from that, but if that's what happens, then I'm not gonna push him away, you know? I'll tell him it's wrong, and if you don't listen, then there's nothing I can do about that.
It runs to the family, you know? Dad, son, you know, grandson.
Nah, that ain't right.
That's no,
but I don't want my kids in that life.
Why?
I want to do better. That's not a way to live. But everywhere you go now, it's everywhere. It's everywhere. It's not just centered anymore, you know? But you're not going to be around your hood if you go away. Yeah. But too, if you move to another hood, they're going to end up getting in that neighborhood, you know what I mean? Like, that's everywhere.
So what you gonna do for your kids, man?
Man, tell the truth, my kids, I worry about them, but they gonna be all right, you know what I'm saying? Because I still got my people looking out for them in case I'm not there for them, you know what I'm saying?
Okay. Do you weigh the odds, like prison and
Yeah, it depends if you're thinking about it. You don't think.
If you're crazy and you don't think, you just go do it.
In the head. But, you know what I'm saying? You're gonna do it, just think the consequences and just handle your shit. That's what I do.
Well, you know, somebody that's getting out of jail, getting out of prison, I think they just need to look at their life, you know, they got an opportunity now to start all over. Got an opportunity to, you know, go through a fresh door. There's a lot of bad things they did in the past. There's a lot of things that they can't change in the past. It just, they got to look at life as a new opportunity to be successful, to, you know, to get their life together, because if they go back, most likely they're not going to ever get out again.
Spent all my 20s and my early 30s in the prison system. I got released 2 years ago. While I was in prison, numerous people have died. People I've done drugs with died of AIDS. People that I used to gangbang with got killed. Some people went to prison and they're never getting out. And them are the ones I feel real bad for now, their families.
I was over there in the county, they treat you like fucking dogs in that motherfucker. They side too, they got you under control. Just a fucking number.
You know, at 16 years old, ended in the youth authority. 18 years old, I ended up in the state penitentiary. And, you know, all my life, I was just growing up too fast.
We in the pen, every fucking 18th Street is riding all these motherfuckers. Cause they showing them election who they are. What kind of motherfucking gangbangers we are. We gangsters. 106 gangsters, you know what I'm saying? 18th Street to the heart. And I got them niggas the bloods, you know what I'm saying? I got the red hat, I got my red shirt, cause you know what? I was the pen bloods too, cause they always there for me, you know what I'm saying? So it's cool like that.
As far as the prison life goes, it's very serious. You were involved in the prisons I was in. You were involved with people who kill you just as soon as look at you, and which I became being around them people. When you're dealing with people like that, it's hard to keep your morals intact. It's hard, you know, especially when you don't care yourself.
What's the difference between black gangs and Hispanic gangs?
Sometimes sometimes just the colors. Sometimes they cross out, you know, Florence cross out something.
What's the difference? The difference is that we got a lot of discipline. Not saying that the black gangs don't got a lot of discipline, but you know what I'm saying? We got a lot of rules. We can't do.
What do you guys get along with?
Nobody. We hate it, but all, and loved by few.
I've been gangbanging since I was 14. I live around here all my life. I used to live right here in front of the park. I used to see all the gangbangers kick it right here, so that's how I got it.
I like being from Florence. It's fun. You be getting down with the enemigas and everything. That's it. But the trans, the cheese size, and the red, you know.
You know what I'm saying? You can get a job. If you can't, hustle it. If you can't, rob. You know what I'm saying? Do whatever you can to get that money. If that's the way you gotta do it, hustle it. You get into it and you in it. And you in too deep. You can't get out. You can't look. You've done too much to go back. How many generations gangsters got now? That's too much. We ain't ever gonna stop.
Not in South Central,
at least not here.
This is a South
Crime
Central.
rates keep going higher and higher here. And we over here in the ghetto part of town, you know what I'm saying? They go out over there, the suburbs and everything. They just banging on the suburbs, you know what I'm saying? We over here in the ghetto.
What do you say to the next generation, man, to the youngsters?
Huh?
What'd you say to the youngsters?
Hey, I am a youngster, shit. I don't condone what we doing shit, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But you know what, we ain't nobody telling what or what not to do and shit. You know what I'm saying?
My heart was so hard that I once had a cellie when we were in a Corcoran shoe and I crushed his throat. And then I had no remorse. I walked by him laughing and, hey, all right, check this dude out, he's dead, you know, big deal. And I regret it now. I don't, you know, at the time you don't regret it because that's the lifestyle you're living. You know, it's either him or you, and that's it. You know, there's no remorse.
I mean, it was just that type of lifestyle that I chose. You know, it began to affect the way I was because, you know, even at that age, I had a wife and a kid, but I didn't care. I really didn't care about them. You know, the only thing I really cared about was myself, and you know, and my thing was just to stay high, just you know, do whatever I wanted to do. But you know, I really didn't understand that how it was affecting my children. And
my uncle, he got killed. That really made me think a lot. And I remember also my cousin getting killed through gang violence. Then I started hearing of my homeboys, a tight homeboy of mine, man. He was in my wedding, and you know, he overdosed on drugs. And it starts making you think, you know, is this worth it?
Have you shot anybody?
Oh man, look, man. You know, it's like you always gotta come to something like that. You always gotta cross into something you don't want to do, but you gotta handle your business. You know, like, man, I'm gonna put it this way. Like 2 days ago, man, I was in the hood. All right, I'm in the hood. You know, I'm over at my mom's house. I have my kids and shit. These motherfuckers gonna soup up on me and shit. Hey, we handle our business. But see, these motherfuckers gonna start doing the pussy work. You know what I'm saying? Bring the shit out, trying, you know. These motherfuckers start out with, you know, they had shit on me. I had to bring my shit out and start dumping. You know what I'm saying? Show them who I am. Because if you're gonna take the shit out, it's because you're gonna use it. Otherwise, what the fuck you got it on you for?
And you know what, the way it is in the neighborhood today, when you get killed, you know, all they're gonna do is, you know, throw you a car wash and, you know, put a tattoo of your name on your shoulder, and, you know, life's gonna go on, man. It's gonna go on, it ain't gonna end. I got tired of just, you know what, just the same old drugs, jail, and...
It seemed like each year that went by, I was attending more and more funerals.
Funeral, and you hear a mom weeping over the coffin, man, crying because, you know, her son got killed. Man, he was just hanging out where the homies are. And he took these drugs, man, and he took too much, and he's dead today. And you know, and the little girl's crying, and the son's crying, and his family's broken. There's nothing more hurtful than hearing a family heart break because they lost someone that they love so much.
Some neighborhood, that shit ain't right what they doing. They put the little homies, the little youngsters, 12-year-old little kids do all this shit, man. You know what I'm saying? That shit ain't right. You know, we gotta look out for these little youngsters.
You don't want to be in my situation where you're looking back at all the years that you wasted, you know? You want to, you know, like all those years, my daughter grew up without me and stuff like that, and that stuff just, it wrenches at your heart, man. And you just need to get right, man, and try to be the best that you can be.
I would ask them if they're tired. I would ask them if they're tired of the gang violence. I would ask them if they're tired of the drug abuse. I would ask them if they're tired of being hurt and burned all the time.
I'd advise them to get out of whatever you're in, you know. Really, you know, you tried everything else, try God, you know what I mean?
It just leads to death and destruction. It just leads to drug addiction. It just leads to jail.
Well, it's just another night, just kicking it late. Rolling through the bottom of the south side, FJ, fucking for it down, no rolling deep. We spotted, so I'm about to sell, could they be? They were crossing the street, always long, saying, just hit my switch and I'm flowing, saying, fuck that, chop, I like we just left and slide. We just bust a ride to the south side. I like how you 59 with the homestay wicked. The Thorn Park where I sometimes kick it. Order the ass, we was kicking back next day, you know, with her six captain with a crime face. And how do I pick up without my knife? Started pulling the trigger, back food, stand punk, motherfuckers, go back to your hood. You try to pay buzz, I'm not a getting packed, and then I was still young. So about to send me up, I said, where you from? I said, south side, la Forense, 13, maldito, loco, you can't diss this ese.
I've been blessed with a job. And when I first got this job, I didn't want it. You know, what I want to work for. I was working for $6 an hour. That was 2 years ago I got this job. I worked hard, and I did everything as if I was doing it for the Lord. Last week, they promoted me, and I'm making now $15 an hour. And obviously, it would be a testimony, God's testimony. And I don't care who you are, what you've been through, that you can do it. It's up to you.
You have a job. You decided to focus on success and money, and not so much in the banging. How do you?
I just work construction. It keeps me strong.
Okay.
I have fun with it. I don't like to sit in the office or nothing.
Okay. And you get paid good, you fucker.
Yeah, paid decent.
So where you see yourself in 5 years?
5 years? I see myself working, homie. I just barely got out, homie, doing 6 years. I'm trying to get a job, but I can't.
And if you get blessed with the job, I don't care what this job is, don't go in there sniveling about how hard the work is, because if you want a real job, then you go work that job, and then you go to night school and get you an education, then you can go get you the job that you want. So don't go in there sniveling and expect anybody to hand you nothing, because nobody owes you anything.
Let me ask you this. Where do you see yourself in 5 years from now?
Representing still to the heart.
Representing your neighborhood?
Always.
Yeah.
Always.
Definitely.
Always.
Do you think gangbanging gonna ever end?
It'll never stop. Never.
There's too many of us.
Too many of us. It just keeps going and going. You know what I'm saying? How many generations gangsters got now? Too many. We ain't never gonna stop.
I'm never gonna end, home.
And I tell you what, because every time you watch TV, somebody's gangbanging. They make it look pretty. That's
now
right.
you got the cops trying to gangbang
The
on.
more they say stop banging, the more we're gonna bang, and it ain't never gonna stop.
I don't think it's ever going to end, but I think today they got a lot more opportunities for kids to get out of gangs and to change than they did when I was growing up. When I was growing up, it was either go to jail or just move away. But, not like today.
Gangbang ever end for you, man?
Huh? Nah, I don't think so. I don't know. Oh.
Yeah, it's all up. I ain't got no answer for that, you know what I'm saying?
Will gangbanging ever end for you?
Yeah, it'll end. But I won't stop representing. You know what I'm saying? That's the way the game goes. It ends, but you never stop representing.
He knew that like that, and they never gonna stop. That's since RC locals till we die, Holmes. Just because he died don't mean they ain't gonna stop, Holmes. We gonna keep rolling.
It's just a job. I bless you now that I'm not involved in that anymore.